Now, you know how much I love the Listening Project. Well, there is another version of the Listening Project. Barbara Altounyan is the founder and trustee of the Hospice Biographers. They professionally record conversations between grandparents and their grandchildren, or nieces and aunts. They do this for free, and they have lovely stories that they can keep with one another. So I've always said, actually, when this lockdown started, I said I thought the people who were really suffering more than others were grandparents, not being able to see their grandchildren, and obviously vice versa. So this is the most wonderful idea. Really pleased to say Barbara joins us on the line. Hello, Barbara.
Hello there.
What a great idea. So how does it work? Just explain.
Well, the Hospice Biographers is all about end-of-life patients. So during lockdown, we weren't able to access them. So we decided to use the telephone and use WhatsApp instead to connect them with their families. We also created another service called Family Talk, where they're non-palliative care people. So it's families of any description, anywhere in London, anywhere in Britain. And we bridge them with their grandparents, no matter where they live. Because it's all free, we've been to India, China, Africa, all of Europe, all English-speaking countries, and we bridge them with their grandparents. And the two of them clubbed together, as it were, on one phone, on my iPhone, in a little shed in my garden.
Oh,
and I
love that.
I bridge them together, and we've got an audio engineer who records them all. And then we asked the grandchildren to create 15 questions they didn't know about their grandparents. And we record them over an hour. And then we transfer their work, their audio, free of charge.
I love this. So they've got literally their own podcast each.
Yes, they have. And it's just so heartwarming. It's just so wonderful. Because a lot of grandchildren think that their grandparents have been old forever.
Yeah.
And they just don't seem to realise that actually they were young once. And so when the grandparents start to talk about their childhood, you can hear the gasps of some of the grandchildren where they think, oh my God, what have they been up to?
Tell me some of the funniest questions that they've asked.
They ask questions like, who did you date before Grandpa? What's your favourite pet? What's your favourite cake? What's the naughtiest thing you've ever done? How old is the oldest person that you know? Did you like your teacher? Who do you hate most in the world? Have you ever fallen in love and never found the person that you wanted to be with? So there's a whole kaleidoscope of questions, but the grandparents always get an advanced copy.
I was going to say, otherwise they could often be put on the spot. But I love this. I said in my introduction, I know that, grandparents particularly really felt left out at the beginning of this pandemic.
Yeah. Well, that's why we've done it. It was an idea from somebody in a hospice, actually, called Vanessa Hill. And she's at Princess Alice Hospice. But it is for absolutely any grandparent and any grandchild.
We have a little clip here. I'm going to play this out. This is just a short clip from the Family Talk.
Did you have any pets?
Did I have any pets? Well, because I grew up in a council flat, we weren't allowed things like dogs. So I had some goldfish when I was very small. And we had budgies, but the problem was when you let them out to fly around the room, they had a habit of flying into the window and knocking themselves out. So mostly I had goldfish.
Is that why you like fish so much?
I think so.
Wow, I love it. It's complete with sound effects. I absolutely love that.
It was created by an animator based in Belgium, and he phoned us up out of the blue and said he was going to do it for free for us because he loved what we were doing so much on Family Talk.
And it just makes it live, doesn't it? How
it
clever.
Really does. Yeah.
So I know that you are still looking for more families. Is this right?
Yes, that's right. Either within palliative care or those who are just families and leading their lives. So it's two organisations, the Hospice Biographers and Family Talk, and they're both doing a great service by bridging people together.
I think this is wonderful. If people would like to, meet up as families across the airwaves, what is the best way of finding you? Is it on the Hospice Biographers website?
We've got two websites. One is the Hospice Biographers, which is you can contact them just by going www.thehospisebiographers and then it's .com. Or you can contact us on hello@family-talk.co.uk. I'm Barbara Altounyan, very long surname, but if they can manage to remember that, then they can contact me directly.
It's a lovely name, Barbara Altounyan. Barbara, I think it's such a brilliant idea. Thank you very much indeed. And let us know if you get any of our listeners.
Well, we've had a lot of listeners, and can I just say, a lot of listeners from London, because we bridged them with their families across the world, as I've told you. But it's now going to be used as part of a soundscape for a Syria Arts Foundation, who are doing it to raise awareness about their arts and what's happening in the war in Syria. So they're using our soundscape for that. And also, just to say, I've also bridged a homeless teenager in London who was under a narrow way in Waterloo, and she contacted her grandfather.
Oh, my goodness, really?
Yeah. So there's a whole kaleidoscope of different families who are connecting each other.
And did that work out?
Well, they all work out in the sense that they make contact.
Yeah.
They make contact, and for some of them, they make contact with their families over, Zoom or whatever. But the difference with this is that the grandchild has the stage. So they're on air, as it were, and they're the ones who ask the questions and call the shots. And that gives them, power, it gives them agency, as it were. And we've had grandchildren as young as 4 and as old as 40. And almost always they say, oh, my goodness, I had no idea that my grandparent had been in fashion or, had done these exciting things or had suffered great deprivation. My own deprivation during lockdown is nothing compared to my gran. So it kind of puts things in perspective for them.
I think it makes them... It's a wonderful idea. Barbara Altounyan, thank you very much indeed. Great idea. Just the sort of thing I love. I love eavesdropping on conversations like that. Don't forget, if you want to find out more, you can go to thehospisebiographers.com.